Our organization is singularly focused on winning a championship for our fans. That's what Leon Rose told all of Knicks Nation after he fired Tom Thibodeau. And if Leon Rose wants to stand on business and get the Knicks fans a title this year, he'll make this move. If you want the Knicks to win the NBA Finals, hit that thumbs up icon. Speak it into existence. Don't jinx it. If you want to put a banner in the rafters at the world's most famous arena, click that thumbs up icon right now. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and on today's video, I'll just say this. I have a take that I feel like a lot of people may not like, but the truth, it is just that. It's the truth. And if the New York Knicks, like Leon Rose said, are singularly focused on winning a championship, they would make this blockbuster move. Before we dive into that, let's go to this. What is the goal for the New York Knicks? If you are Leon Rose, you have to ask yourself this question. Are you trying to give yourself the best chance to win one championship next season? Or are you trying to give yourself a chance to have a 3 to 4 year window to win it all? That's what you got to ask yourself. If the goal is to do whatever it takes to win a championship, and that championship you want to win is next year with the Eastern Conference wide open, go trade for Kevin Durant. It's that simple. If you are willing to do and you want to do whatever it takes to win this organization a championship for its fans, for the first time since 1972, 1973, you would go out and trade for Kevin Durant. Why? Because Kevin Durant is still a top 10 player, and Kevin Durant, in my opinion, would be a seamless fit to this team, and he would put the Knicks, in a spot to be the best team in the Eastern Conference. This guy is a walking 26-point-per-game scorer on above 52% from the floor and better than 43% from three last year. Played in 62 games for Phoenix last year. Played in 75 games the year prior to that. And Leon Rose, if you're watching this video, you already know this because you already attempted to trade for Kevin Durant. Shams Charania over the weekend reported this. I will say this about Kevin Durant. There was mutual interest between KD and the Knicks at the 2025 NBA trade deadline. The Knicks made a big offer for Kevin Durant. So they've already done that song and did that dance. They made a big offer for Kevin Durant at the trade deadline. I wonder who they could have made that trade for. Well, it's interesting because I saw this article from Sports Illustrated, and I saw it aggregated by all of the NBA Central and NBA Central, the Dunk Central, all of the NBA accounts. The Suns are reportedly prioritizing centers in Kevin Durant trade talks. There's no way the New York Knicks had a center that they could potentially trade for Kevin Durant, right? I mean, we know with the CBA now, it's all about salaries. And the New York Knicks are going to trade for Kevin Durant. It would cost them close to or north of $54.7 million in outgoing salary. And there's no way the Knicks have a center that went to college and is good friends with the star of the Phoenix Suns that makes $54.7. Oh, wait, they do. Karl-Anthony Towns. $53.1 million. Right? And there's no way that they would have made that trade in the regular season, right? Or maybe you're wrong. Maybe the Phoenix Suns and the New York Knicks agreed to a trade and Kevin Durant said, let's revisit this in the offseason. If the New York Knicks are serious about winning a championship, like Leon Rose talked about, and taking advantage of a weaker Eastern Conference next year with potentially no Giannis in Milwaukee and no Jason Tatum in Boston, the New York Knicks have a better chance of winning a championship next year if you straight up swap Kevin Durant for Karl-Anthony Towns. The question becomes, do you give yourself a chance or a better chance to win a championship over the next 3, 4, 5 years if you trade Karl-Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant will be 37 years old when the season starts. Karl-Anthony Towns will turn 30 in this upcoming season. you don't give yourself a better chance to win a title in the long term by trading a 29-year-old star for a 36-year-old top 15 player of all time. But you absolutely do if you make that trade right now and you want to win a title next year. Would you make this trade? Would you go out and trade Karl-Anthony Towns to the Suns in return for Kevin Durant? Would you make that deal? Type A for accept, type D for decline. I want to hear from you. Let's take it piece by piece here. Why would you trade Cat for Kevin Durant? I think the first one, you just call a spade a spade. It gives you a better chance to win the NBA Finals right now. We talked about the Eastern Conference being weak, Giannis potentially leaving, and Jason Tatum being hurt. This would be your potential roster. And this is before you sign any veteran minimum free agent guys, any guys like potentially Chris Paul that would want to come to the Knicks once Kevin Durant was here. But I believe a starting five of Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Kevin Durant, Mitchell Robinson with Miles McBride and Josh Hart as your top seven gives you a better chance to win the title right now than your starting lineup from last year. That was Brunson, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, and Towns. Maybe Hart now comes off the bench. You slide Anunoby to the 3. Towns goes to the 4, and you start Mitchell Robinson at the 5. But I think all of us looking at this lineup can agree that the top lineup in orange gives you a better chance to win. I'll ask you, which lineup gives you a better chance to win the finals next year? Is it the orange lineup with KD, or is the blue lineup with Karl-Anthony Towns? KD may be 36-37, but as a secondary scorer next to Jalen Brunson and still two elite wing defenders in Anunoby and Bridges with Mitchell Robinson at center and a bench of Hart and McBride and hopefully year 2 Hook Porter, yeah, I think that gives you a better chance to win. And I like Karl-Anthony Towns, but I don't think that anyone should be able to argue that it doesn't. Also, trading for KD gets you out of the Karl-Anthony Towns business, which may be a business the New York Knicks want to be in. And maybe it's a business I want to be in, because you were 2 games away from the NBA Finals. You were a choke job away in Game 1 from forcing a Game 7 on your home floor. Why would you want to get out of the Karl-Anthony Towns business? Couple of reasons for that. Number one, you have to ask yourself this question. Not can Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns coexist. They can. They can work, and they have way more room to grow as an offensive duo. The question is, can 2 of your 5 starters be net negative defenders? And that is what Towns and Brunson are. I love Brunson. I like Towns. But I think they would both admit that they are not great NBA defenders. So you get yourself out of the business of trying to do the thing of winning an NBA championship with 2 of 5 starters being horrible on defense and being picked on. Also, Karl-Anthony Towns is paid a lot of money. And a lot of money. And maybe even more money than sometimes we like to think. Trading KD for Towns gets you out of that business of having to pay Karl-Anthony Towns $53 million this year, 34% of your cap, and $57 million in 2026-2027 at 31 years old. That is 33% of your cap. And it gets you out of the business of Karl-Anthony Towns accepting his player option in 2027-2028 at 32 years old for $61 million. And Kevin Durant is a free agent after this season. So it gets you off of that cat contract, and it, in my opinion, helps you build a lineup that gives you a better chance to win an NBA Finals this year. I'm not saying long term. And you get to strike while the East is open. You get to strike while the iron is hot. You get to put together a starting lineup that I think everyone would argue might be the best in the East when the East is not its best. Do you think if the Knicks traded Cat for KD at last year's deadline, you think they would have beat the Indiana Pacers? I do. Giannis out of the East, potentially going west. Celtics are hurt. The Knicks are forming a big 2 of Brunson and KD with Wingstop still here and a healthy Mitchell Robinson, hopefully, and Miles McBride and Josh Hart off the bench. Yeah, I think that gives you the best chance of any team in the East to win the NBA Finals. And you already have the second best odds of any teams in the NBA to win the Finals next year. As I've covered this team now for 4 years, and I've been covering the Giants for 5 years and been a sports fan all my life, I've learned this. Championship windows are never as long as you think. They're never as wide open as you believe. Ask the Boston Celtics. They thought last year was year one of their dynasty. They may be done. They may trade Jaylen Brown. Every team wants to believe that they can go on and compete for titles for a long time. I see it on Twitter all the time. The Knicks haven't even started their championship window. They got the next 4 to 5 years with Brunson being 28 years old and Cat being 29 years old. That sounds good in a written out post on X, but man, in sports, championship windows never last as long as you believe. NFL, go ask the 49ers. Just never does. My concerns with Kevin Durant, obviously the age, 37 at the start of the season. You're trading a 4 to 5, and there I go doing it, 4 to 5 year window of winning a championship with Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, OG, and McHale. You're trading that 4 to 5 year window and going all in with, in my opinion, the most likelihood to win a title with KD, Brunson, OG, McHale, and Robinson. So you make that trade. Is KD able to play 4 healthy playoff series? Is he able to get you 16 wins after an 82-game regular season? I don't know. If injuries were turned off, absolutely. But we just saw Steph Curry go down in the playoffs. We saw LeBron James suffer his first major injury with the Los Angeles Lakers last year. Father Time always wins. And Kevin Durant has done a damn good job standing in the corner fighting off Father Time. But can a man at 37 years old get you 16 wins after an 82-game season? I don't know. I do know that the Knicks would be better next year with KD. I do know the Knicks would be better long-term with Karl-Anthony Towns. And I do know Leon Rose said he is singularly focused on winning a title for the fans of the New York Knicks. And if your goal is to win one title, I think Kevin Durant gives you the better chance. If you're trying to win multiple titles, it could be Cat. Who's to say that the Knicks couldn't go back-to-back with Kevin Durant and have a 2-year window of being elite? Pick a player. Who do you want on the Knicks next year? Cat, KD. Look, I don't hate the idea. I don't. Do I love the idea? Am I in love with the idea? I don't know about that either. But I can understand both sides of the table. I really do. I understand both. And if the Knicks made the trade for Cat for KD and they won the title, I'm not going to be shocked. If the Knicks don't make the trade and they win the title with Cat, I wouldn't be shocked either. But man, KD, Brunson, OG, Bridges, Hart, Robinson, McBride, that's pretty damn good. I will make this clear. KD's not my number one target this offseason. And I don't think he should be anyone's number one target this year. It's Giannis. And I am officially in the seat of do whatever it takes to get Giannis if you can keep Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, he's in the no-no square. We're not trading him. We know that. You do whatever it takes to get Giannis. Because unlike KD, he's a top 2 player right now, and he's only 30 years old. And you can have a 4 to 5 year window with a 28-year-old Jalen Brunson and a 30-year-old Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm not closing the door on KD. I am not. But I'm not doing everything it takes to get KD like I am with Giannis. It's hard to trade a 30-year-old star in Karl-Anthony Towns for a 30 or 37-year-old Kevin Durant. That's hard to sell your fan base. That's hard to sell your front office unless you win. Trading for KD is only a success if you win it all because you already got to the Eastern Conference Finals. And losing in the NBA Finals would not be a success with Kevin Durant because you've quite literally pushed all your chips in the middle. You win all in. And the only way you survive after going all in is if you win the hand, and the Knicks would have to win the NBA Finals. I don't even think KD will be a Knick. I think KD is going to be a Spur. That would be my guess right now. That would be my educated guess. I think the Spurs are going to trade for Kevin Durant. And it'll be De'Aaron Fox, KD, and Wemby. I don't know. All season just started, and we are only getting rolling on this channel. Hit that thumbs up icon if you could. Subscribe to the channel and give me a follow on social media, and let's talk about it.